Alright guys, first video into the introduction of my personal psychology section. Now I've got a multitude of videos and topics that I'm going to cover and go over, and I'm just going to be straight up honest with all of my personal experiences over the last 9 years. The psychology game, there's a lot of generic information out there. We can read books, we can do, we can go onto YouTube videos and talk about and learn about people's discussions and talks, but a lot of it, again, it's very, very generic, and not many people actually talk from pure experience. We can all say, yes, trading is a game of psychology, greed, fear, overtrading, you also have overconfidence and all of these various factors, but I want to portray my personal story and all of the elements that I've gone through in order to actually piece the puzzle together in order to actually lift me up to be where I am now. Where am I now? I believe that I'm at a decent pinnacle, whereas, again, you guys know me from mainly social media and a lot of the information I do post out there. There's always a lot of people trying to decredit you and be on your case. Now, trading, the overall game, is extremely difficult in itself. And then you have the social media and business aspect to it, and also then you have everybody trying to bring you down. For me, it's a very, very enjoyable experience because I actually get to test my psychology when I go through certain levels and begin to burst through into a different domain, if you will. Because with me, my personal journey, I always knew that there are different stages that I could always potentially reach into. At that current moment in time, I didn't know exactly what, but I had to keep digging deeper into myself to be as strong as I can and be immune to everything that's going on in the field, and also be immune to the loss of money and also the gain of money. So to get to that level, I have various stories going forward, which I'm going to share with you guys as to how I got there, trials and tribulations, and some really, really difficult times that I actually put myself into because I never had a mentor in many areas of life, especially trading, but I've had to find my own feet and go through my own personal battles to get here. Now, as you can see on the screen, you guys should have already gone through some of the advanced content. And what I've tried to portray and what I've tried to deliver and what I am delivering to you guys is a whole different world and how we can, especially looking at this here, even just with the black candles, as you guys have gone through, and you guys must have absorbed by now some of my information and wisdom, so to speak, to allow you to see through all of the distractions and actually learn how to read the market correctly and adequately, how to prepare yourself on various time frames and levels, everything I've showed you and how the market works. 90% technical, 10% fundamental. With that, then you can start to really build on your psychology. Some of the mistakes and traps that I'm going to go through here right now, I actually made all of these mistakes before I got to the pure pristine level of clear chart work. Taking the distractions out of the market and in the way in which we see the market, then we can build on psychology. The number one problem with people, and the game in particular, is that there's so many distractions that how can you build a good psychological and strong mindset if you're falling into all of the different traps that are out there and not actually learning the charts correctly and adequately, because you're going around on a hamster wheel. You're going back and forth, back and forth. A lot of the time our psychology can get mixed up with our trading work and technicals and so on and so forth. But if we don't have pristine technicals and don't know how to read the market correctly, our psychology is never going to grow because we're still making the mistakes over here. So I've actually cleared up a lot of the mistakes and errors and allowed you to see the market in a clear form. Then afterwards, it's not, I can only advise you, you can then merge in your psychology. You are going to make some mistakes. Everybody's going to be on a different level when it comes down to risk elements, money management, the strengths and weaknesses. My personal my personal weakness was money management. My highest strength was technicals and having an edge to see and having a foresight into how the market moves and specific levels from A to B, which again I've shared with you. So on my journey to get to here, I made a lot of mistakes in here. So it's one of those ones where a lot of us shouldn't really be trading. A lot of us are trading for the wrong reasons. Me personally, I've made, and again you'll see it in the videos, like money I've made before And for me, that amount of money made in the market would make somebody sincerely happy and they can go ahead and retire. But my goal has been extremely different. I've always wanted to come in. I've learned from the bottom of the retail game. I've gone through all of the garbage on the charts. I've gone through all of the back and forth with people and all of that dirty energy which I've had to deal with and rise above and not take things too personally, because people project a lot. And unfortunately, you know, it's not really unfortunate, but that unfortunate side of things I've had to deal with, because that is the arena in the space that I'm in. It's life. So just a heads up as to what I'm going to go into. So again, a small intro video. I'm going to go into how I lost like $1.8 million in a week. I'll do that video next. An insight into my overall plan, which is elevating out of the retail game into more of an institutional game and becoming the institution myself. What can actually happen when you start to make money in Forex? A lot of us obviously know, because of these statistics, are 99% of people lose overall, because it's like a steamroller, and you're trying to pick pennies up in front of the steamroller. Eventually, you might have some good flips here and there, but again, some of the traits, for instance, how I lost 1.8 million as I got to a specific level and I was overconfident, and then my targets were deluded, so to speak. And that can happen with us when we make too much money in the markets, and eventually that steamroller is going to come. It's going to crush you, because you're then doing stupid things. You're not thinking in alignment. Your energy's all over the place, and then your plans slip out the window because, whoa, thunder. Your plans slip out the window because you're now trying to chase more money because it makes your brain feel good. You have to also think about brain chemicals, serotonin, dopamine. A gambler or an addict loves to stimulate dopamine in the brain, and people are coming into the markets, and it is gambling. It is a scam if you don't know what you're doing. 50-50, okay? Buy or sell. Let me press buy just because I want to be in a trade, just because I want to monitor the profits going up and down, because it's stimulating my brain. I'm not focused and I'm not bringing my attention into the chart work and the fine details as to how we can proceed and actually have passion for trading as a, let's say, career or whatever it may be. Personal struggles, lessons and values I'm going to go through, you know, not so much trading related aspects, but as a character and learning about myself and all of my strengths and weaknesses and applying that to the market. I'm going to give you guys an insight onto into some of that information as well, because we have to know ourselves to be the best of, well, to get to the best of our ability, and then apply that in conjunction with what's going on here on the charts. How to defeat the majority, like that is quite straightforward and quite easy, because again, on the whole, humanity is very, very behind. I'm going to go into some key points there and how to actually alleviate and elevate beyond everybody else's mind frame, because it is you against the other guy and the other hundreds of millions of other traders on the charts. And if you can beat them, then we can obviously succeed overall. Eliminating fear, removing blockages and alleviating from the norm, and finding your internal strength. I'm going to give you guys some practices that more or less I do outside of the markets, good and bad habits, letting off steam sometimes, and also building yourself to a level where you're internally strong, because I do find that a lot of us are we're either too trigger happy, or we can't execute. We haven't got the confidence to execute. We're in fear mode all of the time. So how to step out of fear mode and build you as a character internally and also mentally. And again, about clarity and stamina, endurance. And let's say, for instance, I do specific things here and there. Like my last one was like, I went on Twitter in August and I just blasted a whole month of trades, because I wanted to test, again, all of this information that I put forward in public, knowing that I'm going to get so much backlash, but at the same time, see how long I can stay on point 4. And I had 4 incredible weeks in a row. And again, for me, I look back at that and it gave me a huge confidence boost, and it also helped my psychology, putting myself in, basically putting my balls on the line. So I'll give you guys some insights onto what those lessons and practices brought me, and how I can then carry that into being more of myself. And you're going to get some other videos which I actually recorded like a year ago when I was out in Dubai in the Maldives, of just general talking points. One being 2 videos talking about what to actually do when you make money, One of them, obviously, what can happen when you start to make money if you are from a zero state or just a minimum wage state, which I personally was, and all of the lessons that are going to come, because a lot of us have desires and like to splurge, etc. And where that can lead you, and I'm going to give you some of my personal insights and stories there. But yeah, you're going to have a few other videos that are recorded more or less about cycles, knowing your cycles, working for X amount of time in the market, pulling yourself back out, knowing how long you can go hard for. Like maybe it's like just 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then you have to take a breather, pull yourself out of the situation, take yourself away from the market, withdraw some funds that are made, and go and actually enjoy yourself and live your life. So yeah, more talking points there. So there's a lot to go through, and I hope you do get some value from all of this, combining it with my other material on the advanced section, and the fundamentals and that's information, whatever it may be. Hopefully we can push you from here to here. And again, you can just take what you need from it and discard the rest. But I do believe these experiences can stop you, or at least open your mind to what can happen, so you're a little more aware, if you will. And my goal is to take you from here to here in a lot of a shorter space and time frame in which, what I went through personally. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of the videos, and yeah, let's get going. Thank you.